Hello, I'm Angie, a second year, second semester student. Today I'll be discussing corporate fraud. I'll discuss the type and categories of corporate fraud and the current regional fraud statistic. A real incident will be provided to support the discussion. Lastly, some preventive, detective, and corrective measures for corporate fraud will be provided. Corporate fraud can be committed by an individual or an entity such as company. There are three main types of corporate fraud: asset misappropriation, corruption, and financial statement fraud. So, asset misappropriation happens when employees or third parties associated with a business abuse their power to steal from a company. It can be further categorized into misappropriation of cash and inventory and other assets. Some examples for misappropriation of cash are theft of cash on hand and theft of cash received. On the other hand, an example for the misappropriation for inventory and other assets is stealing the company's non-cash assets such as equipment and inventory. The second category of fraud is corruption, which is dishonest and fraudulent conduct by those in power. So according to Transparency International, corruption is the abuse of the entrust power for private gain. Corruption scheme always involve bribery and some sort of payment from one party to another to influence a decision. The third category of corporate fraud is the financial statement fraud, which has received considerable attention from the public because of the high-profile, widespread fraud at large companies. Financial statement fraud refers to a deliberate misrepresentation of the firm's financial condition to create the appearance of a stronger company to deceive financial statement users such as investors and creditors. A study from Association of Certified Fraud Examiners demonstrates a total of 2,110 cases across 133 countries that have caused a total losses of more than 3.6 billion in 2022. Now, let us focus on the Western Europe region. So as of 2022, Western Europe region has reported a total of 145 cases, and this is the breakdown. The top three countries which has the most reported cases in this region are Greece, Germany, and United Kingdom. These cases reported has resulted in an average loss of $1,152,000. This pie chart shows the most common occupational fraud scheme in Western Europe region. Now, you probably ever heard of collapse of Lehman Brothers. This event marked the highest corporate bankruptcy in US history. So why do I bring out this event right now? This is because financial statement fraud was highly involved in this event. Lehman Brothers was one of the biggest and most profitable company in US. However, their involvement in subprime mortgage served the beginning of their downfall. During the housing boom, Lehman acquired several mortgage lenders without full documentation. Then, in 2007, the house owners were unable to pay the mortgage obligation and the housing market began to crumble. Due to this, Lehman Brothers were forced to write down billions of dollars of debts and caused them to have an extremely high financial leverage ratio. This poor condition would downgrade the company and decrease their stock price. So what did they do to address this issue? They decided to shore up its balance sheet and hide its poor leverage and risky position from the eye of the public. This is the example of financial report fraud. Corporate fraud always brings huge losses to firms. Thus, a proper control and precaution should be enforced in order to prevent, detect, and correct this fraud. A good internal control requires that no single employees be given too much responsibility over business transaction or processes. For instance, in a company, there should be only one person to do either one of these duties: authorization, recording, and custody. Besides, it is suggested for the companies to have an audit committee. The audit committee is responsible for financial reporting, regulatory compliance, internal controls, and hiring and overseeing the internal and external auditor. An outside auditor could help to detect potential corporate fraud, such as falsifying the financial statement. Lastly, companies should also restrict the physical and remote access to system resources to authorized personnel. Installation fraud detection software and implementation of a fraud hotline are also alternatives to prevent and detect the corporate fraud. All in all, it can be concluded that fraud happens everywhere around the globe. So, individuals and entities are both responsible to practice the best internal control to create a fraud-averse environment. Thank you for your time. Bye.